Okay, I should be live now. Can you check on the... Okay, so I'm back in the office for game 3. I'm trying out something a little different. I'm making my picture huge. And my fan club is like all around me now. So there won't be anyone watching. Okay, I'll take white today. I had black the last 2 times. Somebody's talking to me. Hello. Okay, so TeamLeader 1 down, it's just 2Q. Oh, I'm back to 2Q. For some reason. Okay. Ready to go?
Who's pauser?
Pardon?
Oh. Yeah.
So is the stream working?
Yeah.
You want to be in there?
I just want to say hi to Peter when he comes.
Is Peter home yet?
I don't know.
I doubt it. Okay, so ready to go?
Yeah.
Alright, game 3. Let's see if I can do anything. As white. Whoa. Okay. Wow, there's a little bit of a delay there, isn't there?
Yeah, there definitely is. Because when
It's
I
like
watch
a
the game on
10
KGS and then you move, it's...
Okay, so he starts with a 3-4 opening. I usually like to take the opposite 4-4 point, so that if he takes something like Q4, I can approach at P16 to both block the usual like Kobayashi style opening and to leave a possibility of P16 as a follow up. So yeah, if he takes Q3 now, I'm not too worried. Q3. So, I mean, 2 main options. I can either take a corner here, or I can approach right away. It's not normal to approach right away, but I don't always play normal. So if I take this corner and he takes P17, then I can take Q5. Okay, let's do that. So if he takes P17, by the way, this is Andrew, my loyal fan.
Number 1 fan.
Woo!
Well, so do I.
Number 1 in the sense that he's the only one.
No, Colton's in there.
That's true.
He's right there.
Hi, Colton.
Right there.
Yeah, that's what he did. We were watching one of TeamLeader's black games from a few weeks or months ago. And actually, we could only find one game where he was black in the last, 6 months. And in that game, he took C10. In a very similar position. So if he does take C10, I'm happy. I'll take P16 without a second thought. He'll probably take P17. That's by far the most likely option, in which case I'll take Q5. Either way, I don't want to let him get a framework because this guy is deadly with a framework. He can prevent invasions very effectively. He always thinks so hard in the first 10 moves.
Yeah.
Those are the hardest to get through. Still pretty huge.
Well, when I look over and then I'm looking at myself there because it's delayed.
How many viewers are we at? Are you going to full screen that?
We're now at 3.
3?
Really? Who?
I don't know. Those are shows.
Yeah, I click on the
The number says 3, but
yeah. When you always look at that number, I don't think that's actually how many are in. Maybe?
I think it doesn't show anonymous viewers.
Oh, yeah.
So you think it's an underestimate or an overestimate?
No, he's right, it's correct. It's just the people who aren't logged in.
Oh, don't
they
show
don't
up in
show
the
their
list.
names.
Gotcha.
Probably because they can't chat.
Right. Okay. He's having a good long think on move 5 here. I mean, there's no good side enclosure for him. The only two enclosures he really has available to him are P17 or around there, and Q5 and around there. But Q5 is facing the wrong way, because after Q5, K3 is available to me. It perfectly opposes his enclosure, and has a good relationship with D4. So I don't expect him to do Q5. I expect him to do P17, or he can do an approach. So I can either respond to this, or I can just do my own thing and approach here as well. So if he double pincers at F3, then there's like lots of Joseki that are just fine for me. So like, for instance, F3, E5, C3, and then one of these 2 points, then he'll take the other, and then I jump out with the opposite 1-point jump. So either here or here, depending on whether he took this or this. So that's like a well-known Joseki, and it's less severe for white than the double approach Joseki are for black, if I go here and he ignores. So that seems to imply that it's better for me to take P16 here than to respond to his approach.
Oh, now I can say hey to Peter. Peter's on there.
You see? How do you know?
He said, "What's Mac up to?"
Oh,
I'm just
nice.
watching.
Nice. Hi, Peter.
Shouting out to Adrian's fans.
I think Peter's the only fan that's not here.
I told him there's a surprise for you.
Oh, is it a surprise to you?
Yeah, I said hurry up and start watching. There's a surprise. The surprise is me.
We're sorry. It's to get your hopes up for no reason.
What if he played P17 to enclose and then you played Q5? What's the best Joseki for him to play?
That's a good question. The pincer is just fine. The pincer is just fine. He can also do something like O4 in response to Q5 to try to do something more large scale. That's not attacking me directly. It's more of a, where are you going to find eye space now? If I go underneath, then R2, R3, P2, and this is like the normal Joseki after Q, but with the extra O4 stone already there. So then after he pulls back, he can take a big point.
So is the one I usually play in this case, because this is often my opening, is R5 after his Q5. Is that the wrong Joseki?
Yeah.
Why?
Because, yes, because he has the option of doing R6, and then after R4 and connecting here, these 3 stones for white are very well. They completely eliminate any possibility of you having a large profit on the right side.
Okay.
So, whereas a pincer obviously does not preclude that possibility. Okay, so he's not doing the normal double approach, which is normally at F3. I actually don't know this Joseki at all. I've literally never seen this move before. Or maybe I have, but I don't remember it. So...
Fans can all see Colton saying.
Can they really?
You're in the picture, yeah.
Yes, Carrot Top works for us. So, F4 instead of F3. So let's think. The disadvantage of F4 over F3 is that the C3 invasion isn't quite as effective, because I can block on C4 and there's not necessarily a straightforward way to connect underneath, like there is with F3. So maybe... I really don't know what the theory behind this position is. What I'm trying to get at is the follow-up here, if I Tanuki, isn't as strong as if I were to Tanuki after F3. So maybe this means that it's safe to Tanuki and grab the other big point at Q5. Or R5. So after I get Q5 and R5, then his most severe counter is C3. So what would I do after black c3 here. What's the best I could do? I could maybe jump out to d5. Yeah, jumping out to d5 is an option. I could do c4, force him to do d3, and then e4, forcing him to do e3, and then jump out at e6, making something like f5 and, pincer around here, miai. So if he saves a stone with, c8 or c9, then I bend on f5 and get good shape. Yeah, let's do that. And it'll also make this game more interesting. I'm just going to completely ignore... By the way, is there audio?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Are you also watching it on your stream?
yeah.
Okay. I'm worried we're killing the bandwidth here. Yeah, I'm gonna Tanuki. So now the question is, should I do Q5 or R5? Or should I do a follow-up here? In the interest of keeping things complicated, I'm going to do a Q5. If I do R5, then a follow-up like P4 plays really well with F4. So yeah, I'm going to do Q5. Really mix things up. Do not try this at home. This is really weird play. So I'm expecting C3. Either C3 or one of the follow-ups to one of these unsettled corners. If he does do C3, then my response is C4, D4, E4, probably E3, and then E6. That's my plan for that eventuality.
Can't he cut you off at D5?
C4, C3, C4, D4 at E5. Oh, you mean after I play?
Oh, sorry, I mean D5. I mean D5.
No. If he plays at D5, then I'll just connect at E5.
To this white stone? Oh, right.
I'm basically going to have 3 white stones here, and then a white stone here. And he'll have black stones all the way up here. That's what it'll end up looking like. If he does the 3-3 invasion. The idea being that if I have these 3 stones, and then this point here, and this point here, are miai. Do you know what I mean by miai?
Yeah, they're both wherever you play, wherever he plays, we'll play the other.
Yes, exactly.
Equal result.
Exactly. So if he plays here to protect this stone, then these 3 stones and then this shape here is pretty solid. Like it leaves me room to escape. And if he plays like here, then a move around here prevents this cut by weakening this stone. So I'm happy either way. Like, it's obviously not a great result for white, but it doesn't have to be. He's invested 3 stones here, or he will have if he plays c3. Yeah, whereas I've invested only 1 stone and gotten like 3 other corners in exchange.
Yeah.
So,
I think your fans want you to reiterate what a miai is.
What a miai is? Sorry, miai is when you have 2 points that are roughly equivalent of each other. So you put it in a situation where there's 2 points where if the opponent takes one, you'll take the other one and be happy. So therefore, it's as if you resolve the situation.
I think if black went at J17...
This is something I had to get used to. People can't actually see when you point to the screen.
Oh yeah, right. You guys most of it.
You point, then I'll move the
black
cursor.
Black played at J17.
Okay.
Then F17 and...
Oh yeah, exactly. So that's a good example, right? Like if you were to jump in the middle here, then white can prevent either of the 2-point jump extensions, but you can grab either of them. So if you were to play at K17, then you have the option of either G17 or N17. They're both equally good. Therefore, by playing K17, you're guaranteed to get a 2-point jump, even though your opponent can prevent either 2-point jump. He can't prevent them both. So in a similar way, if I get these 3 stones and then E6, my opponent can prevent either F5 or C8, but not both. So I'll get one of them. And either one of them will...
Does a miai mean that whatever one you do take, that the amount of positiveness for each person is the same?
Roughly, yeah. or at least that the amount of negativeness from the worst of the two options is acceptable. That you're willing to deal with either one of the two responses. Okay, he is doing his usual pre-move 10 think. I'm going to grab a drink. I'll be right back. I leave it to Andrew to entertain.
Yeah. What's up? How many people are watching now?
I can only see the viewers.
Well, there's a lot of people watching.
Oh, it is?
There's a bunch of people watching. Yeah.
I think there's a lot.
Oh, 5. But they're all users, and one of them is Wilson. Hi, Wilson.
Which one's Wilson? Green?
ABCD135.
Nice.
So if I was black, where would I play? But I'm a 12Q, so my moves aren't that good.
Good luck before you return.
I would play.
He still hasn't moved. Of course.
I think
Oh,
I
look,
might
Wilson's
play-
here. Hi,
yeah.
Wilson. What do you think of my crazy approaches? Diet Mountain Dew. Because nothing says diet like Mountain Dew.
Well, you have a
Unhealthy
person, you have a
drink.
chess player watching who
Oh,
arrived
she-
at your channel through chess, but he plays Go also.
Okay, I'm sorry for the disappointment, guys. They do not yet allow me to say that I'm playing Go. They're
I
forcing
commented
me.
on that thread, by the way.
Yeah, I saw. Thanks for the support. Okay, so he's responded with Q14. So there's a couple of options here. I can settle the situation locally with R17 up here, and that will like split the corner and give us both solid life. The only reason I don't like it is because it also gives him, I mean, if it ends in Sente for him, then it gives him like a really good opportunity to take a pincer here. Another possibility is P14, followed by the Hane P13. O14. I have the same problem with it. Basically, the reason he chose Q14 is that there's almost no follow-up for me that doesn't involve him getting strength in this direction. And that's why he chose it, because he wants strength in this direction to aim at this stone. So he's letting me get a decent local result here in exchange for a bad local result there. Keep in mind that he's not taken a third stone on the bottom left, so I still have that position to get it. So I'm juggling 3 unsettled corners. I have to find some way to get a decent result in all of them, or at least in most of them. Let's think. So R17, let me do it with the mouse. R17, S17, Q17, probably either S18 or S15. Then I have a choice. I can either leave these 3 stones alone, solidify over here with something like this or this, and then allow him to prevent my natural extension over here. So therefore, i.e. trade the safety of this for the safety of this. Or I can follow up, take my good extension here, but then he'll get the pincer. I think I'd rather let him take the pincer, just because if I jump out in this direction, he still suffers from possible cutting points around like E5, for instance. So I'm okay with being pushed to the left. And having the 3 stones here plus an extension here works nicely with this stone. These 3 plus this jump out plus this stone makes for the beginnings of a good framework for white on the top, left and top. Whereas there's no chance for a large scale framework over here anyway. I'll just settle for a decent reduction. So let's go for that. R17. He'll most likely go S17. Diet Mountain Dew is disgusting.
Yeah, that was gross. I had some.
No wonder nobody drank it.
Pardon?
Is it a diet?
Yeah, it's Diet Mountain Dew.
It's gross.
S17, Q17. So now, I mean, the most likely move is S15 or S18. S15. So yeah, this is the choice I had. I can either do something like M17, or I can do something around here, or here, or here. So, do I want to help this group, or do I want to help this stone? Now that I actually see it on the board in front of me, I'm I'm more tempted to help Q5, and then if he attacks these 3 stones, use this as a resource. Use P14 as a resource. Because P14 actually is pretty good shape. He doesn't really want to cut at P15 because Q15 is such a potent response. So then again, I'm just visualizing. If I go here and then he grabs this, it's really hard for me to do anything about this area here. Whereas if I do this right now, then if he tries to pincer over here and I push up here, it's actually these stones that are a little bit uneasy. Okay, so I think I'm going to extend from this stone. When choosing the right size extension, I need to consider the possibility that I'll take R3 and the possibility that he'll take R5. So if he takes R5 and we play out our usual Joseki R5, R6, then Q6 for me, then ideally I would want my extension 3 spaces away. So 1, 2, 3, I would want it here. But if I were the one who takes R3 and then he goes R2 and I go R4, then this is a little too far away. Actually, he has space at like R7 or R8 or Q7 or Q8 to jump in. So the principal thing to do, therefore, would be to take R3 first and see how he responds. Then once I know how that's going to happen, then I know whether to take a stone here or a stone here. That's like what a professional would do, but I don't trust myself tactically to take R3 here. Because then if he takes something like M17 or N17 right away, then I have the worst of both worlds, because now I'm not quite ready for P14. I don't have backup here yet. All I've got is R3. So maybe I'll do this, and instead of following up with R3 later on, I'll follow up something like O4. Does O4, Q5, and Q10 work well together? Not really. But it does work well with E5.
What if you play there and he plays in the center?
If he plays in here right away?
Q7.
Q7? That's totally okay. That's like, I have lots of options. I can jump out at O5, for instance. And now his stone is like just sitting there. A counter pincer is not usually done. Okay. For the sake of the fans, I think I'll take Q10. Oh my god, all these, I've got 10 viewers and it's getting to my head. Yeah, I'm gonna take Q10.
Oh, Wilson says it looks like the start of an epic battle.
Yeah.
He's wondering what he missed. It's gonna be
You're not allowed to tell me if Wilson says anything concrete.
Oh yeah, I won't. Wilson said to play T19 though.
Yeah, T19 is what the great Chinese players of the 18th century would have played. So how many viewers is a lot?
11 now.
Wow, personal best. Personal best.
Oh.
I think it's you guys.
Cooks is you.
That's my only explanation.
Cooks is you.
No.
Oh, someone said they're here for the fro in the background.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
And then we gotta make room for it. Okay, so Q10. So I mean, I think his most potent option is something like M17 or N17, and my plan for that is P14. What Q10 does is it puts pressure on this group, and it sort of alleviates the chance of R5. If he plays R5, I'm super happy. R5, R6, R4, Q6. Isn't like NASL on right now, Colton?
What's that?
Isn't NASL on right now?
Is it?
I think so.
never paid attention.
Oh, okay. I'm amazed people are watching me when NASL is on.
Well, not everyone watches those.
Colton's like, fuck that, I'm watching NASL now.
I closed the stream, but I kept the chat open.
Oh, okay.
Because I can see it on your board.
Yeah.
So there's not really...
I forgive you, Colton. I would be giving commentary, but I'm not quite sure what he's thinking about. I'm usually more educational. Let's see. Other good options. C3 is always open.
One guy from
Okay.
chat
Oh,
was-
he is
that's a
taking
good one
R5.
for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm happy with R5. Like, check this out. After R5, R4... Assuming R4. The cool part is it's actually even Sente for me. Like, I mean, if he plays the normal thing, which is R5, R6, R4. Q6 normally then goes N3 or O3 and then Q10. But I've already got Q10. So either he plays N3 and lets me have Sente, or he omits N3 and or O3 and obviously is at a slight disadvantage from the usual Joseki because he's omitted the last move. So this looks great overall so far. I mean, he might not play R4. He might try to do something like S5. Or he might try the cross-cut at Q6. None of which are standard, but this isn't really a standard opening. Nothing we've done so far has been really that standard. So, I mean, Q6 is actually really interesting. I'm actually getting kind of worried about Q6. Okay, no, he is going to take R4 after all. So, okay, I'm just going to take Q6. This is perfect. So this stone here at Q10, which I placed in order to be the perfect distance away from this two-stone wall, actually now is the perfect distance away from this two-stone wall. So now I have, I mean, if he does take either N3 or O3, then I've got lots of good follow-ups. P14 probably the best among them. If he doesn't and plays something else, probably around here, then, well, I won't do it right away, but eventually I'll have really good follow-ups around like P3. So once again, I feel comfortable coming out of the opening. I felt comfortable coming out of the opening in every game so far. Okay, so he does take O3. He does not omit it. So that's a very territorial, like safe kind of move. But now he's leaving P14 wide open for me. And P14 is a huge move, right? It eliminates a lot of the weaknesses I have with these three stones. It threatens to start making some sort of large-scale framework here, and it has possibilities of connecting to here and making this guy's life easier. So P14 seems like an overall good move. There's also like D5. Like the only thing to worry about is that he's going to take C3 or E5 or something like that and start making something huge along the bottom. So that's always a possibility. But I don't know. I just feel like I'm getting so much compensation for it that it's worthwhile. So yeah, I'm just going to go with my gut. I'm going to take P14. And I'm pleased with the strategic direction the game has taken so far. Sam is gonna laugh his ass off when he comes back here and he sees us like huddled around 4 screens with the same match.
Where did you notice that?
We should take a photo of this. It's like the freaking war room in here. We're like DEFCON 5.
Imagine we had like all his other games up.
Okay, so P14. This is the sequence I read out like 5 moves ago as a best case scenario.
What do you think Black's gonna do?
What I think Black's going to do? I think he's going to do something in the lower left. Well, okay, first I think he's going to do some Sente sequence over here to settle this position, because at the moment I have actually got threats around Q15. So I think he'll do something like maybe P13, O13, O14.
One of the viewers thinks
Q12.
R11. What do you think?
R11? Yeah, that's another Sente way to settle this group. But, yeah. You shouldn't bring up viewer.
Oh, well, it's his turn.
Yeah, but what if R11 was like a great tactical shot? I'm like, oh shit! If he misses it, I have to protect it. Could happen later on.
We'll do it. Hopefully he just takes R11.
Not that I mind, just that
Hopefully
when I cream him, I don't want him to be like, streamed hacks.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to beat him fair and square. Ride the glory. Sorry, what were you saying? I was just lost in my daydream. My delusions of grandeur. What were you saying?
That's what I was saying. Oh, I was saying maybe he'll just take R11 and then it doesn't matter.
Yep. So if he does take R11, normally I would say R10 is the natural move, even though it looks a little bit over-concentrated. But in this case, because of the P14 stone, I would actually say Q11 is a better move. Because it makes Miai out of Q12 and P13. So if he goes R11 and I go Q11, then if he prevents me from connecting Q11 with P14, if he prevents that, then I can capture his R11 stone with R12. If he protects his R11 stone with R12, then I can connect with P13, and now I'll have one unified wall along the entire right side. Now, of course, that's assuming he plays the simple moves. He might try something extremely tactical after Q11, like P14 or P13, for instance. Which, I mean, I can still take R12 to capture R11, but it's not quite the same because now he can Atari here. So, roughly speaking, the strategic idea is that R11, Q11 makes Miai of capturing that stone and connecting here. But of course, there's tactical considerations. Like if it actually happens, I'll have to take a pause and read out and make sure that actually will take place. Okay, so he takes J17, which is one of those moves he should have played earlier. I think putting pressure on these 3 stones. It's a little too late to be putting pressure on these 3 stones because I've already got P14. So now, if I do something else, if I take a move that I want to take like D6, and he wants to come in at M17, that's fine. I can take P13 or P14. And if he takes P13 or P14, then that's fine. I can extend at M17, which is actually not only stabilizing me, but it's also Sente. So I'm okay with J17. I don't even see it as Sente per se. So now I'm going to play a move that I've wanted to play for a long time, that's D6. Either D6 or E5, one of these two. D6 also lowers the threat of a double approach here at C14, because I'll just take C7. So yeah, I think I'll take D6. If he does M17, then I'll do P13. And if he does P13, I'll do M17. And if he does D7, I'll either do C5 or I'll do E6. Which is, I mean, that's almost the normal Joseki, assuming F4 is not there. I should take F4 into account. F4 is poised to make some good synergy with the stone. The only thing I have to prevent that is like a leaning attack from this space here. So, go with my instinct, D6. D6, D6. Or should I do like a Sente move like Q13 first? I'm pretty sure Q13 is Sente. If I play Q13 and he ignores, what's my best follow-up? I'm pretty sure I can do like S18 and kill. One second.
Playing some thinking Hikaru music, thanks to Peter.
Thank you, Peter.
Sorry, you want me to turn it off?
No, it's fine. Soundtrack to my life. No. I don't think Q13 is going to kill even if he ignores. After Q13, Tanuki T18, he has R13, which, although it gives him a bad result, he'll still live. And just having him get a bad local result while still living is not worth passing up, Sente. So, yeah, I'm just going to go with my gut again, D6. Final answer. Okay. That's the normal Joseki move. If this stone weren't here, then obviously I would take D6. E6. Because that stone is there, then the normal follow-up, E6, C5, C4, doesn't quite work because this cutting point is extremely severe. I can't connect. He has the stone ready to cut. So I'll take the other, less commonly played variation, C5, which, contributes to the possibility of him building a framework on the bottom, because E6 is Sente, I have to connect, and then he can, do E7 and has like a nice wall. But, again, I have a leaning attack here. So I'm okay with that. I just need to make life. And I'm pretty sure this makes life safely.
What if he plays E6 and makes you have bad shape?
E6 is exactly what he's going to play. So yeah, this is expected. But now he has two cutting points. He has to defend one of these two cutting points pretty much. He can't do C3 for example. He can, but he'll regret it. And then after he takes one of his two cutting points, I can take something like E2 or E3 to live in the corner. So again, the result may not look great, but he did invest. I did get to Tanuki twice.
And here's a chess piece for the chess people watching.
Yeah, see, I'm into chess. I'm actually thinking of streaming chess. I'm not as good a chess player as I am a Go player. I'm rated like maybe 15, 1600. But you know, who cares? There's plenty of strong players streaming on Twitch. It's time to get some noobs in there. I'm assuming he's deciding whether to connect here or here. I hope he connects e7. I'd be glad to take c7. No, he won't. He's going to take c7 or b7. And I should be the one thinking about how to enclose the corner. He might do b6. b6, okay, yeah, he does take c7, which is, I think, his best move. So now, I'm just worried, like, I have problems with trusting myself. I think something like e3 or e2 would be safe, but I'm always worried that there's some tactic around, like b3 or something. So let's do f3. That's certainly Sente, right? If he ignores and I take g3, then I would almost say that's game winning. So he'll have to take g3, I'll have to take f2. He'll take g2, I'll connect, so he'll have a super nice wall all along the bottom side, but at least I'll live. Or I can do f3, g3, e3. And then he has Gote because he has to connect up here. And then hope that there's no tactic there to kill.
Is that Miai then, once you go there, by the way? Are those 2 points Miai?
Which 2 points?
Once you take e3, is e4 and d3 Miai? Or no?
Yes, in the sense that if he does play e4, I will play d3. If he plays d3, I won't play e4. I'll probably play c3. It's only Miai if both players might actually want to do that. There's no chance that he'll actually want to take e4. He would, at least not in this current situation, because he would basically just be allowing me to play e3 and solve my problems without taking Gote. So. Druch, by the way, is this 12Q guy sitting in my room. See? You can see the similarity, right? Yep, so he is going to just take g3. I am going to take e3, and he is going to take g4, probably. So after g4, the question is, do I need to follow up in the corner? I'm almost certain the answer is no. Therefore, I will not follow up, and I'll just play something to prevent him from making a large bottom side moyo, such as n4. So yeah, I'm thinking I'll play here, and then after he responds, n4. If he doesn't respond, then I have good tactics on g4. If not now, then later. But probably now. So yeah, that's my plan. e3, n4. Keeping him low. So he'll do either g4 or h4 now. Or maybe g2. g2 would also work. Yep, g4, perfect. So now n4 to go with my previous plan. If I omit this, if I just take something else that I might want, then, I mean, something like n5, 06, n6, and all of a sudden, what am I going to do about this entire region here? So, my hands are tied. I have to take n4. Do I worry about 04? A little bit. But if he does 04, n4, n5, 05, go up here. If he tries to go here, then I'll Hane, Atari, push him up. And I think I can survive without any real challenges. To be safer, I could just take n6 instead. Or sorry, n5 instead of n4. That's much safer, less ambitious, because if I do that, he'll just take m4, and he's still going to get a fourth line territory. That may be okay, though. I may be okay with letting him get a fourth line territory, because I'm getting fifth line influence, and I'm already really strong on the right side. So if I get a line like this, then I can... Wow, then I have a lot of options. I can do something like this to attack that stone and make a large center territory at the same time. So maybe I should take n5 instead. One of these two moves is the best move. I just don't know which one. But I'm pretty sure one of these two moves is the best move in the position. Other large moves that are slightly less urgent include something in this area. Like, black would really love to get a move here. And he probably will, to be honest. So, n5 or n4?
Wilson's still saying T19.
T19, for the fans? Should... Is he actually saying T19?
No.
Okay. I thought Wilson might be displaying his sense of humor.
Oh, by the way, Wilson, I solved that problem.
Which problem? Oh, the go problem. We
For
could
real
use this
this
as like a
time.
Maluba recruiting pitch. Like,
Yeah.
we spend all our time playing Go and putting Go problems on people's desks. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna think of an n4 for a few minutes. 1 second.
No, I'm not on the stream. I just have the chat open.
I feel pretty good about n4. Okay. I'm not sure if this is right. I feel in my heart maybe n5 is more principled, but I like n4.
I would have played N5.
He's principled, not like me. I'm a hooligan. Are you okay?
Yeah. It's like, now I'm bleeding under right over here.
What happened?
I like put my foot up and jammed
Oh,
my
shit.
nail.
Shit, I hate when that happens. How are we doing on time? We're about even for time, which is unusual for this stage of the game. I'm starting to fall behind. To be fair, though, I do have to entertain you guys. Okay.
Ruined my night.
I ruined your night?
No, not you.
Oh, this? Does it hurt that bad?
It's been
Ooh,
bad.
shit, it's all bruised. Damn.
Most like a blood blister under your nail.
What are the long-term repercussions?
I don't know. I think it goes away in like less than a week.
Sorry, man.
It's a dangerous game, this Go.
Even the observers get hurt.
I know.
You just can't be anywhere near me while I'm doing this. I'm ahead on time again.
Nice.
I wasn't the move ago. But N4 seems to be giving him a lot to think about. My guess he's deciding whether or not to do O4. That's really the main strategical decision in this game. During my Hikaru music-powered think, I was reading out what happens after O4, N5, O5, O6, and then he cuts at N6. So what happens in that situation? That's, in my opinion, that's a really complicated situation. I would probably Atari here, let him extend, and then push up here at 07. So now he'll have a choice of either extending up or bending to the left. If he bends to the left, I'll just follow him this way, making eye space along the bottom. And if he pushes up, then I'm not sure what I'll do. I'll probably run into the center. We'll see if it happens. It does happen. 04, what do you know? So, let's just play out the situation I just described. I can't do 05 right away. I would like to, but I can't. N5 is too severe a cut. Or can I? N5... No, he would just push me along the fourth line. This is not a good situation to be in, considering that 03 is already there. So, go here. He's obviously going to take 05. That's the only move that makes 04 make any sense. So he's going to do 05, I'm going to do 06, then he's going to do N6.
Then can you still make your huge moya, or why did you decide against that?
Why did I decide against what?
The N5 to begin with, and then the over here to get a huge...
Why did I decide against N5 to begin with?
Yeah.
Just because I had these visions of him playing like L3 and taking a large bottom side. And keep in mind, I only have one corner. This corner is not yet secure, he can take it. This corner, like, nobody has any points here. And he's got this corner. So if he takes the bottom side, I'm struggling to find any territory, right? Like, the only place I could make territory is over here, and he's like one move away from ruining that too.
But then don't you have like 40 points in the center?
No. I would if he responded to N5 with M4, then yes. Then in Sente I could push along the fourth line and make territory. So that's why I rejected M4. But I just realized he doesn't have to play M4. He could play L3. Third line move. Then I don't have any Sente moves against it. I would have to give up a turn to make that thickness there. So that would no longer work.
Oh.
It's one of those situations, right, where it's actually best for him to confine himself to the third line, because it doesn't give me forcing moves against it. It's one of those counterintuitive things and go, like, you can actually make more territory by taking less.
Is that why it's bad to be greedy?
Yeah. Go is just full of life lessons, actually. Okay, he takes 05. So 06, as I read out 5 minutes ago. And now he's going to take N6. If he doesn't take N6, again, the last two moves didn't make sense. There we go, N6. So now comes the part that I've been dreading. So the move I read out a few minutes ago was M6. And then I said, after M6, he'll do N7. And then I'll do something like L6. Or, sorry, no, then I'll do 07. So then he'll have two choices. He'll be able to either go up or bend left. Are those still the only two choices? No. He actually also has the choice to cut at M5. It's not too legitimate a choice, though, because after I Atari him at N4 and he extends, and I move up here, which is Atari, sorry, not Atari, but Sente, and he goes up to like K5, I've trapped a stone in a ladder, and the ladder works for me, obviously. Boom, 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 boom. So actually I think that's safe. The other question is, like, instead of forcing him here, maybe I should just take something calmer like that, or like that. Not give him any forcing moves or Ataris against me. That would be true if he didn't have such a solid seal off over here. I can't afford to just let him like calmly reduce my eye space because I have nowhere to run. So if I did this, he would just take M6 and I would have nowhere to go. I can't make any eye space on the bottom. He's got G3 and O3, which means he can either jump underneath at K2 like this, or he can jump underneath to L2 like this. So no matter what, he's going to ruin my eye space if I do something like this. So I have to move up. I have to move up. I can't stay low. So the only way to do that, I think, is M6. So that is what I'll do. Again, this is the sequence that the exact sequence I read out when I played N4. Yes, still the sequence I read out when I played N4. So the sequence I read out a second ago is 07. Am I still sold on 07? I think I am. Like the only thing I have to worry about is M5 cut. So if he takes the M5 cut after I play 07, the theme of the fight is I need to get L6 and Sente so that I can get N8 to make the ladder, right? If I had L6 here and 07 here, then this is a ladder that I'm going to win. So if I do this and he does that, then I just need to play L6 and somehow get that in Sente. And the way to get that in Sente is to play M4, forcing him here, and then play L6, which would work except that he has K6, and then that no longer works because I have a shortage of liberties after Atari in here. It's Atari there. Although I think it might actually be a double ladder that will work just fine. Let me think. Let me read that one out. Oh, here comes the Hikaru music. Oh, I love this one. So actually, I think that's safe. I think it's going to lead into a double ladder, which I'm going to win because I have a ladder breaker right here. And I think this is much more important than any ladder breaker he could play here as a sort of pseudo co-threat. So I'm tempted to just go for it. Take 07. I could also take M7. Then after M7, M5, try to go M4, L5, N8, 07, here, and now it's 1, 2, 3 liberties versus 1, 2, 3 liberties, my turn. So will I have a way to force the liberty race to stay at 3-3? Oh wow, this is really tough tactics. I could of course also do something like chicken shit, like L5. L5 is just safe, right? Like the only thing to worry about then is the P6, forcing up. Even that's not too much to worry about, right? Because I can always push underneath to live. So maybe just L5 is best? I don't know. I have a bunch of reasonable looking options, those being 07, M7, and L5. And it's just a matter of like where do the tricks live. I could also do something like L6 right away. So then if he does do P6, yeah, actually I think this is best. And this is not a move you see every day. This L6 right here. The idea being that it prevents this cut. It prevents M5 because of the ladder with M4. And it still has room to jump out because I always have L8. And if he pushes up through P6, then after 1 or 2 pushes, I've got a ladder. Am I really in that much danger after P6, P7 on P6? He gets P6 and P7, goes up there, and then he takes like that too maybe. So can he? Yeah, he could then go at like P8 and do some real damage. So is that worth it? Is it worth giving up these 3 stones in exchange for these 2 stones? I think it is, to be honest. He'll have a large corner, but I'll have decimated his left side. I mean his bottom side. So I'm actually now leaning towards the very unusual looking move L6 as being what the tactics of the position call for. Yeah, I'm going to do it. L6.
Want some vegetables?
Is that a bag of frozen vegetables, everyone? He's always got my back. He could see I was itching for some frozen vegetables.
Gotta do it.
Are you? It's for your finger. Yeah. Oh shit! I'm very insensitive. I'm sorry. I'm making fun of you.
I wanted you to do that.
Is it really? Let me see it.
Just move. Maybe it'll stop blood from coming out or something.
You might have the first go injury I've ever heard of.
I don't know, G always hits his hand when he does that.
That's true.
If he never draws blood, probably.
I'm aware of how unusual L6 looks. Our good friends Sam and Amar are back. They're about to make fun of us in a few seconds.
Want some vegetables? I got injured while playing that.
You may have to microwave
This?
No, just keep. Try.
Are you aware you're on camera? Are you aware you're on camera?
What's who?
With, like,
The world.
The world?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? When is he back?
I haven't seen him. Have you seen him?
Nope.
What's the very going on? Wait. Huh? What time is it?
Thanks, by the way.
It's 11. We're now entering the second hour, and we're only on move 40. I think this is a record of slowness compared to the other days.
Yeah, I want to show you the grass sheet.
Want some sweet potato fries?
I will have some sweet potato fries, thank you. Non-frozen vegetables. More my style.
I'm going to move over there.
Are you?
Yeah. This is so much colder.
I know, right? Actually, I'm going to do it right now. Might as well.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm going to have a new table.
Yeah, I think we should move that kitchen stuff to the front. We need more food cards. We produce so many ideas, guys. It's like fucked up. I think at least 50, right?
I think so. Although a lot of them are like,
Yeah.
we've either already thought of them or they're just like generalizations,
52 or 3 will only be selected.
which is still a lot.
Yeah, which is still a lot.
This shit shouldn't be outside. It's frozen.
Are you eating frozen vegetables seriously? What happened?
So Black is once again thinking, but I actually sympathize with his thinking. It's very complicated.
No, that's my bad, okay? Stop destroying my enemy bad.
This is a very think-worthy position.
He played?
No, he didn't.
Oh.
He's taking a long time to think, but I actually understand why this time. L6, man. If this works, I'm very proud of that move.
Are you still going to lose those 3 stones?
No, not if this works.
What was it again? I missed it.
Well, I realized that if he does P6, 07, P7,
Then you have a
08,
ladder?
then if he before when I was reading out that I lost those 3 stones, I was figuring that if he then pushes one more time the 3rd black stone, then I would have to turn here, take an 8, and then he would have like an attack here. What I realized is that if he does the 3rd black stone, I can actually cut here. He can't trap me in the ladder because it's a double ladder. Have you ever seen a double ladder before? It's very hard to describe, but you might get to see one. If not, I'll show you in the post-game review. It's a situation where like you're both in ladders and the ladders push against each other.
Oh, like one starts up there, one starts down.
No, they both start in the same place, but like when you turn left for your ladder, you're pushing the other ladder below it left. So then you go left, he goes left, you hane. He goes up, you go up, he hanes. You go left, he goes left, you hane. He goes up, you go up, he hanes.
How does that end?
Well, it depends on, because of, in this case, it ends well for white, because it's going to go straight towards D16. So in this case, it'll end well for white, which is why I realized that actually I don't have to worry about P6 too much. Because after 2 black stones here, he has to connect at P7. And once he connects at, P5. Once he connects at P5, I can connect at R8. And there's still no good follow-up. Like, he'll break the ladder, but I don't care. Like, these can live on their own. This group is weaker than these 4. So I'm actually... Okay, move 40, 1 hour and 10 minutes. I still feel good about my position.
Nice.
We'll see when I start feeling bad about my position. I'm worried that will happen next turn. I'm worried that there's some reason why L6 looks so strange. What's my viewer count at? 11? Nice.
Keep that 12. Do you want more of this?
No, I'm alright.
Sure. I'm gonna put them in. I don't want, if they're here, I'll eat them all. I don't want to. You grab a few more?
No, I'm okay. Have to keep my blood flowing to my brain, not my stomach. According to my mom. You're just not having good luck today. Okay. He's thinking an awful lot. I'm more than 4 minutes ahead of him. Well, almost 4 minutes ahead of him on the clock now.
But by all means, finish.
Prediction, this game is going past midnight.
Really?
Yep.
What are the Biomi periods?
I believe 30 seconds and 5 periods of such. Yep, 30 seconds, 5 periods.
6.5 Komi?
Yep. That's the normal Japanese amount.
How come sometimes it's 0.5 Komi, sometimes it's... Like, even on KGF, my games are random Komis. Is that just the other guy setting it, or...?
It depends on the rule set. So, the Japanese current Komi is 6.5. The Americans tend to play with 7.0. They're okay with draws. And in some places it's starting to be 7.5.
Yeah.
And it used to be 5.5. So all 4 of those are used to some extent, but 6.5 I think is the most common.
Oh, you're back up to 12.
Alright, let's keep the conversation focused. There's nothing much to say though, like I've already read out every possible sequence that can happen here. He's been thinking for like 5 or 6 minutes at this point.
says music will keep it go focused.
That's true. My phone is making noises at me.
Is it Peter?
Peter's sending me Go music too. But if I play it on my computer, it'll make all sorts of strange things will happen to the audio on the system. So. Okay, I'm going to use this time to think about what I can do against the top right group here once this situation is settled. So, like, once the situation is settled, the biggest areas of the board for white, are around here, C10, C11, D10, D11, one of these four. Something like M17 or G17, I tend to prefer M17. And, perhaps most importantly, something like Q13. So all of these are big points that white will be happy to get. So Q13, D11 or C11, G17 or M17. So it's a matter of how much I can keep Sente to get as many of those as possible. Assuming no tactical disasters on the bottom side. And so far I'm not worried. Oh, we've been waiting so long, all of us here are marked as inactive. I'm just gonna like view somebody's profile too. Oh, we have a move. Interesting. So he's not going to put any immediate pressure on me. I mean, all this means is I have to protect this stone, right? He's threatening to capture the stone at P6. So I can play either like P7 or P6 or P5, any of these three, to protect that group. To protect that stone, sorry. And that stone is very vital because of course it's what keeps these three stones disconnected. But once I've protected it, he's the one who has to run around and make, convince me that he's alive. He'll probably play L8 next, which is a good move, all told. The question is O7 safe? I mean, the obvious problem is P6, P7, Q7, move up, and then he can again take these three stones. But then I'll have the double Atari here, so I'll be able to take these three stones. Or maybe he'll just do P7, make me make the connection anyway, and then it's as if we had done the exchange P707, which is actually a good exchange for white, so no, he wouldn't do that. I like O7 because it obviously has something to say about L8 because it can cut here after. The only thing I'm worried about is P6. So O7, P6, P7, Q7, move up here.
Once you go there, isn't that a ladder?
Yeah. Yeah, the problem is, can he get these three stones in exchange? Or whether he'll just go P8, force me to like connect over here, and then that exchange is it's not quite so clear that exchange is favorable. The only thing is I really want to prevent L8 without me being able to do anything about it, right? If I just go here and he does L8, right, visualize that.
Yeah,
there's no, I mean, he's keeping me low. He's pushing me towards his strength. I can't just do this right away because of that. So I think O7 is, again, a very strange looking move. You normally do not like butt into a Hane like that. But I think in this one situation, it's the correct move. Okay, what if he just connects calmly? If he just connects, then I have to do like P8, and then he can still do the equivalent of L8. And if he plays that and I play L8, then what? Then he can Atari at P7, same idea. Yeah, I could exchange these three stones for these four stones, which I still think is a worthwhile exchange. Certainly better than being pushed low along here, possibly dying. So I'm really tempted by O7, but my alarm bells are going off. Like, this is like tactical head of a pin. Like, it could go either way. O7 is not a move you see in like done level games very often. Yeah, I think I have to be willing to sacrifice those 3 stones in exchange for the other 3 stones. And incredible thickness in the middle. And incredible reduction of the bottom side. Let him have the bottom right corner. It's pretty much all he's going to get. I'm going to do it, man.
Whoa.
I'm going to do it.
This deserves some Hikaru music.
Uh-oh, your chats are going off.
Well, 14 viewers. I thought it was Peter with some Hikaru.
Everyone's freaking out. Oh, 7, what the f... It's true.
Get a
It's
new
true.
beat, though, it was 14.
14. 14. I'm practically...
Oh, he did it.
Oh, he did L8 anyway. Wow. That's unexpected. Okay, so... L8 is what I was trying to prevent with this. He still did it, but I'm still preventing it, because N8 is still a dangerous cut. So if I take L8, he extends, and I go up here. Okay. Deep think time. I love this. From now on, we should add this in post-processing.
Yeah.
Right? We should have the video, then we should like splice in the music. Just, like, all sorts of anime effects. We should do it behind a green screen so we can have like the anime, like speed lines behind you and everything. The move I'm investigating is K8, just so you know what I'm spending my time thinking about. K8 as well as M8. I've already investigated N8 and I know what's going to happen there. Okay. I think K8 does what I want. If he does either K7 or K9, both of which would normally look like attractive moves, I have a really sharp tactic at M8. If he takes one of these two moves, and I play M8, then he can't go at M7 because L7 will be double Atari. And if he goes at N8 to prevent that, then Atari at L9, he goes down to L7, and then M7 connecting is Atari as well, so he'll have to go there. And then I can push out to M9 And now again, these 3 stones are cut off. And then he can do his usual trick with the P6 to capture these 3 stones, but I'll essentially still have captured this group in exchange for those 3 stones. So far so good. The things I have to worry about is if he just pulls back to something like M8, now he's leaving me with 2 weaknesses. I mean, his group is still weak, but he's leaving me with 2 weaknesses. One weakness around P6, which I've explored 100 times already, and the other weakness now at K7 and K9. Those are now real weaknesses because he's already filled in at M8 if he plays something like M8 next, or N8. So what I'm worried about right now is a passive move. Okay, that doesn't quite qualify as the passive move I was afraid of. Let's see. So if I cut Atari, connect, Atari here, this would turn into a ladder, except that this ladder is obviously broken. I could still do this to get out, let him kill here, and connect here. The problem is he won't kill here. He'll go here to kill on a larger scale. If I do this, do I still need to worry about K9 or K7? Let me think. So Q7 would solve my problems with those 3 stones. K7 and K9, at least on my current inspection, seem to still not be safe for him. So I would do this, protect my 3 stones, then he would have to pull back to M8, and then I would be glad to take something like K7 and just get the hell out of here. So actually this seems like a mistake by black, is what I want to say. I want to say this is a mistake by black. And that Q7 is the solution. Q7 prevents my problems, I believe, just because Q8 and obviously R8 is connects underneath. And if he goes to R8, then Q8, Q9, Atari, connect, kill. So I believe Q7 is the right move in this position, and it puts me even further ahead. I think. I want to think. Again, I'm aware of how unusual and ugly this shape is. Everything since like L6 has been an unusual, ugly shape, but so far it's all been working. And one of the important things to keep in mind when playing Go is that you can't get caught up in proverbs and general guidelines. At the end of the day, it's a concrete game. And all of the general rules are less important than reading out the position in front of you. So I'm breaking a lot of general rules here, but I think it's going to work. We're still neck and neck in time, and we're both nearing the end of our main time. This game is going to get interesting if it's still sharp when we enter overtime, because then we've both got like important decision. No, can't do that. We started with an hour. We have to. Time is a resource that we have to use to our advantage. $14? Thanks. Yeah.
Adam says you need to take a break so you can go eat some food.
Oh, is Adam watching?
Yeah.
Hi, Adam. I want to read your book, man. Seriously. Send me a copy. I want to read it. Guys, the future Pulitzer-winning author is in your midst right now. Think about that.
So delayed.
Is it? That's alright. I think it's more delayed the higher the quality of the video is. It takes more time to transcode and upload. Oh, okay. So, K7. The move that I spent a long time reading out. So this is, I think, the counter. M8, right? M8. So if he tries to go underneath, then this is now double Atari, and he's going to be screwed. If he connects... what else can you do? If he tries to go here, then this is Atari. He connects, I poke out, still happy. The only thing I need to really worry about is if he does M8. N8, sorry. So if he does N8, how do I react to that? Do I Atari here? Yes. If he goes here, then this is Atari again, and yeah, so that's it. My reading out is successful, I think. Either that, or I'm going to be swearing next move I see. There's a good chance I will be foul-mouthed. So yeah, this little tactic is the whole point behind the original K8 move. Yep, so this is what I just said. N8 is the move I'm most worried about, but I'm not too worried about it. Oh, wait, yes I am. Yes I am. Okay, so fuck. There we go. So what I misread was that after this is actually not Atari. Because it's not. Okay, it's not a disaster yet. I can still do... So yeah, I should not have misread that. This tactic only works if I have K6 here, which I don't. So my best bet now is... Okay, so what are my options? M7, then when he prevents me from peeking out, this is Atari, he connects, this is Atari, push him out, and now double Atari here. Sorry, not double Atari, just Atari, he pokes out. And then I try to like go up here to capture this group. And I might just have enough liberties to do it. The other option is here. Then when he goes here, I go here, he goes here. And now this starts up like a double ladder type of situation where if he saves this, no, because he can go here and resolve both of those situations at once. Or no, does he? No, he doesn't.
We have some sad music, by the way, playing.
No need to get sad yet. No need to get sad yet. I think I'm okay. No need to get sad. Okay. Watch this, guys. Atari here. He connects.
And then what?
And then I'm going to go M7. He has to prevent me from connecting at M9, so he'll play M9. Then I'll play K6 to increase my liberty count. He has to, it's Atari, so he has to do J7. Okay, so far so good. Then after he goes to J7, I'll Atari here. Keep in mind that stone that he's about to play next is going to be an Atari. He'll go up here, and then I'll go here, and now he'll be down to 1, 2, 3, 4 liberties, and I'll be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 liberties. So I will hopefully win that liberty race. So watch it go down. I hope it goes down the way I just read it out. So he's definitely going to play M9 now. He has to. Or he may just see the sequence and decide not to. He may give up, and
what
just.
What about K9?
K9. That's fine. Then I'll connect up here, and now I'm out, right? And now this group has nowhere to run, right? The focus of this entire sequence is killing this group right here. These 5 stones. So if he doesn't play M9, it ends right there. I'll play M9 and it's over. He has to play M9. Then I do this to get some liberties. He extends. And now I have enough liberties that after this Atari and this jump up here, I have enough liberties to stay ahead, right? He'll be down to 4 liberties, and I'll have like this entire group here. I'll have all this space. So I'll be ahead in the liberty count. That's probably what he's thinking about right now. He may decide to play something like K9, get some thickness up here, and just let me take this. But if he does that, my confidence in this game is way up. I wish I was a drinker and this was whiskey. I just feel so manly, like, oh yeah.
You need your energy drink.
It's true. I had a delicious, like, Rockstar Cafe Latte thing yesterday.
Did you?
Those are the only energy drink whose taste doesn't nauseate me. I actually enjoy it. It's so good, yeah. Okay, so the fact that he's thinking this long is perfect. Like yesterday, it means that he didn't expect this. Because otherwise, if he saw the correct response to this move, he would have had to have read it out beforehand, because he wouldn't have played this without seeing it ahead of time. And so this would have been instantaneous. Just like when I make tactical wins, I always make them instantaneously because I read them out ahead of time. So the fact that he's pausing here means that he is surprised. So that can only be good for me. Of course, he might still be surprised and I might still be wrong. He might just be like, "Oh, I didn't see that. Well, here's how you counter it." But I don't think that's going to happen. I'm ahead on time. We're an hour and a half into the game now. Still on move 52. This is definitely a record. Okay, so he's trying it out anyway. So this is the move I predicted. So, K6 to get that one extra precious liberty that I absolutely need. Then this to make the cut.
What about double Atari there?
Oh, I don't care. Those 2 stones can die. I don't care. What I need to do is kill these stones. So now I go here. And so now what I'm betting on is that there's no tactic here that lets him survive this onslaught. And I don't think there is. Is this the right move or is this? No, this is definitely the right move. This? Maybe? Let me think. Let me just double check. I don't want to make any rash decisions here. Yeah, no, this is too dangerous because of P10. I'm not sure what happens after P10 there. So, let's just play it safe. Did Adam say anything about his book?
He said he's working on it.
Yeah, he said he's working on it.
Okay, let's see what he does.
He also said he thanks you for your kind words, and he wrote that on us. Not in chat, just in G.
Okay. I'm so curious if this is going to end badly, how it's going to end badly. Even if he does find some clever tactic here, as long as I can get N10 and Sente, there's still tactics, because this group is weak. So if I get N10 and Sente, then M11, Hiyatari's, I connect. He goes here, and then I go here, and now I've got, like, attacking 2 weak groups at once. So there's still chances, even if by some miracle he does get out with these 5 stones.
Isn't he gonna have a huge like Moyo here?
Yes, yes he will. But that will basically just be replacing the Moyo I've destroyed down here. Right? You can't have everything, right? It's all about trade-offs. And that's a trade-off I'm very willing to make. Keep in mind, this also gives me strength against these. There are now certainly tactics against these. Like at this point, I'm fairly certain that Q13 has to be responded to at S18. Which means that I can get Q18 and Q13 at once. Which means I can also make territory here. Right? But that depends on the tactical evaluation. Maybe he can respond to Q13, I'm not sure. It really depends. It was a complicated game. If this game takes longer than 2 hours, it will be too long for YouTube. So keep that in mind, Team Leader. You're sacrificing your future YouTube career.
For Twitch?
Well, Twitch will happily store however long, but when you export to YouTube, there's a 2-hour time limit, at least on my account.
Oh, so your Twitch... those videos are actually YouTube videos?
I export them to YouTube. There's a button in the Twitch interface that just says publish to YouTube. It goes to YouTube. Just because a lot of people don't know.
But on Twitch, you'll...
On Twitch, it'll still work.
Oh, yeah, because you have a 2 hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah. So that 2 hour and 10 minutes one is shortened to 2 hours.
So
on
these
YouTube.
are also on YouTube?
The first 2 rounds are. Shameless plug. My goal is to become a YouTube celebrity and ditch this life of programming and business. Just make YouTube videos all day. That's not my real dream.
Should be.
Will you be my codecaster?
Yeah.
Alright.
I'll get better at it. I'll try not to
Can you imagine Sam?
Try not to break my fingers. Hey Sam, we're quitting Maluba.
Yeah, we're gonna make YouTube
into
videos playing Go. His head would just explode, literally. Okay, he is still thinking forever. Does that mean he is still surprised? Like, I don't see how he could have been surprised by this after he took M9. Like, he must have read the sequence out after M9. So I don't understand what he's thinking about. Well, I mean, I do in the sense that I wouldn't know what to do as black here either. But I wouldn't have gotten into the situation as black unless I knew how to deal with the situation you see before you today. So, I think this is a good thing.
Seems like it.
Who are you rooting for, by the way?
I don't care.
We're
I am
both
on
your
your
friends.
screen. I am on your screen.
That's true. Where does he live, by the way?
In Washington.
Oh, right, Washington, of course. Seattle's a beautiful city. I love it there.
I would go... Where would I go if I...
As black?
I kind of want to go, like, there.
I think black's best resistance, the one I'm most afraid of, actually, is Q10.
I would give up and just go there.
You just go here and give up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that bad?
I don't know. I really don't know. See, I'm not sure. Like, I would be a pansy. Like, I mean, if black plays here, I'll be a pansy, because I'll be like, do I want to risk the situation changing in some subtle way without me noticing and, like, me losing this advantage I've gained here? Or should I just, like, play Q10 and solidify?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be emotionally beleaguered. Have you guys ever seen Inception? This is like my totem. This was Ellen Page's totem in Inception, and she's really hot.
Really?
Ellen Page? You know who that is, right?
I
Do you
probably
know?
do.
You've never seen Inception?
I have. Is she the wife?
No, she's the...
Oh, the girl? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She's the one with the bishop as the totem.
By the way, Adam asked what about K9, and I already asked you.
Yeah. I mean, K9 is definitely a double Atari. K9 definitely kills those 2 stones. The point is, I don't care. Like, that is a completely valid exchange for light. Like, keep in mind, it's not just the fact that I'm killing 5 stones. Killing 5 stones is not a big deal. What is a big deal is that this group down here, my 7 stones, are going to live and completely obliterate the framework on the bottom. Like, the framework on the bottom is what Black made a lot of sacrifices for. Like, Black gave away the corner here, and he gave away this, like, beautiful extension here by White. He gave that all away, gave it to White, in order that he may have a framework on the bottom. If this works, I've just eliminated that framework on the bottom. So, I've basically eliminated everything he's worked to build this game. So the fact that he gets like a few stones in the center and like some thickness towards this area, completely worthwhile exchange. All I would have to do at that point, if he goes for K9, all I would have to do at that point is make sure I don't blunder. The game would essentially be won. He is now at 6 minutes. Less than half my time. And soon to be in overtime. So quite honestly, I just have to keep things complicated. He's going to be out of time soon. Katang, 1995. Do you think that means he was born in 1995?
Yeah.
So that makes him how old now? 12? 12-year-old 3Q. Nice. Nice. What's his rank graph? Pretty solid, pretty solid.
I must have trained just starting at 4K. That means he didn't like find the game on the internet and just start playing.
Oh yeah. He's definitely like played
Korean.
before this. He's definitely Korean, yeah. They're just born with go in their blood. Impressive, Katang 1995. If you're on the stream, I salute you. Of course, if he is Korean, that's nothing impressive. There's like 8-year-old 3 Dans in Korea.
Wilson can't hear you.
Wilson can't hear me. Can anyone else hear me?
Talk?
Can I be heard? I should be heard.
Oh, I muted you.
Test.
There's like 8-year-old 3 Dans.
Okay, my sound is fine. You're scaring me, Wilson. You're scaring me.
Wilson can't hear me. Can anyone else hear me? Can I be heard?
Yeah, it is probably going to echo a little bit. He's nearly at 4 minutes and still on move 58 and still in a tactical disaster, or maybe not disaster, but at least like very tense ass situation. I've still got 13 and a half minutes.
You have 19 viewers.
19 viewers?
Yeah.
Holy crap, I'm the next day 9.
Oh, you just lost one.
Fuck that shit.
That whole process hasn't even gone live.
And Katang leaves. Oh my god. Am I even still... Oh, obviously I'm connected to the internet, but...
Peter wants to know your thoughts on Black taking the middle and top left.
The top left. I don't think Black can take the top left. If he could, if this was enough thickness to actually threaten D16, then I would not be so happy right now.
Okay, what about taking that and then... Oh, that's you guys.
If he takes C17,
yeah,
I'm super happy.
Yeah.
I'll have perfect attack against you.
That's fine.
Yeah, the combination of the thickness here, the weakness of this, and the fact that I have so much room to run around in, including C17, means that, I mean, he might make a lot of points in the center here, but it's not going to be enough to win. I can reduce to my heart's content. I can abuse J17. I can abuse J17 to, get more reductions, get some topside territory. So, yeah. He may get the center, he will not get the top left. At least not without my help. In the sense of me making a huge blunder.
He might just resign.
He might just resign. He might just lose on time. He's at 2 minutes.
I bet you he's trying to read this out if he can get out of it, and if he can't, he'll resign. That's probably
Okay.
why it's taking so long.
Maybe, but there's not that many. Like, most options except for P10 fail right away. And I guess maybe Q9. Q9 is also, like, an interesting possibility. P10, there we go, see? So P10 is, like, the interesting possibility, but it's not clear that it works at all. Okay, so, time for some dramatic music, because this is the move that could win me the game or lose me the game. Let's talk about S3.
Samsung
The phone,
Oh.
not AWS.
Not AWS?
Not
Oh.
Isn't that S2 or something?
Okay. So P11 is the natural move. Keep in mind, you're on camera, so Google might have spies on my stream right now. Okay. So the problem with P11 is P11, P9, and then if I have to connect to this O11 cut, but then I'll have problems at Q9. You have to mute me. Sorry about that. So P11, P9, O11, Q9. That's the problem.
Music that matches his game, he said.
I didn't. This not what it sounds like. You're making me sound like a total dweeb. It's not what it sounds like.
This is so creepy.
I have 20 viewers right now, man. I'm a celebrity, internet celebrity.
Is Wilson there?
Yeah.
Who else is there? Steven?
No.
You didn't go there? They are.
Also, you guys play the game with webcams and everything?
No, it's not a webcam, it's just, you can see his
Go. They
desktop.
play Go. Look at
Okay, hold on, guys. I'm at the critical moment of the game. 1 second.
Look at this.
I'm looking at it, yeah. But it's already I can see it on Max screen.
Yeah, no.
How many people
You really gotta love it.
Is Jacob coming or should I sleep or what?
Are you sleeping with him?
Okay, so I'm not sure if this move works, but whether it works or not, P11 is the only move that has any chance. So I'm just going to play P11. He's most likely going to play P10, sorry, P9, and then I have to do O11.
Come S voice.
And after O11, he's probably going to do Q9, and we'll just have to see what happens.
I think we're on the right track.
I really think I have to do this. I can't do this
That's more hype.
because of the immediate cut there, double Atari, right?
I think this timeline shit is way more fucking secular than fucking stupid Samsung shit.
It's not the swearing, it's the company secrets that I'm worried about.
Is there anything I don't do?
I don't know, maybe. Ooh, I did not consider N10. I'm not worried about N10, I just didn't consider it.
Ooh, this is common.
So maybe
I don't know, there's
09.
They don't listen to this comment?
See, I could do the same trick as yesterday, which is take P9, let him have 09, that'll be a false eye. But no, I can't do that because it's actually a liberty race. It's not just a matter of preventing him from having two eyes. It's not enough to prevent him from having two eyes. I have to actually keep him low on liberties because I am short on liberties on the bottom. So I am going to have to connect here at 09.
Only 80 comments about shit?
Yeah, it's just him playing one.
Then he'll do 011. I'll capture. He'll go here. Sorry, this is okay. So he's definitely going to take that. Yeah, obviously. And now he's definitely going to take Q9. And now that. Okay, so this is the position as I expected it to happen.
Are you serious?
So why can't I just do this and be happy?
So he's taking help from everybody?
No, I'm not taking help from anyone. Okay, so why doesn't R10 just win? R10 is a winning move, I think.
What?
I knew Adrian would respond to that. I could see it.
R10 is a win, man.
Amr, you should be like Adrian.
R10 is a win. I can't see any way around it.
Wait, is he talking to other people?
He's commentating and
Other people are watching on the stream and they're commentating in the chat.
But he's not.
But I can't see the chat. I can only see this.
You can't see the chat.
No, I can't. I can if I look over on his screen, but I haven't done it.
You just think to yourself.
Yeah, I mean, for their benefit. This is how it works.
But they're just watching the game.
Yeah, and the commentary is so that they can follow along with my thought process.
And then listen to this as well.
Yes. They're listening to you argue with me.
Fuck their lives.
Okay, I honestly expect resignation next turn. I think. Maybe.
You're not doing work.
Unless I'm completely missing something huge. I'm completely satisfied with this. Not to mention he's down to less than a minute of time. Whereas I have 10. Almost.
You know what that is?
68 moves. Only. And we're nearly midnight.
Black and white red.
Okay, I read this out. I read this possibility out. Here's how it's going to happen. I'm going to do R8. He's going to do R9. I'm going to Atari here. He's going to capture there. I'm going to Atari here. He's going to fill in. And then I'm going to go here and kill. So, entire tactical sequence worked out. And he's resigned. Thank you for the game. I have officially gone 2-1 after losing the first round. Thank you everyone for watching, and TeamLeader for the awesome series. Thanks for the game. This one was exciting too. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something. I apologize for Sam. And I'll keep streaming. This 3-game series is done, but maybe I'll come up with more. Maybe I'll stream one of the online KGS tournaments, or maybe I'll just stream random Blitz games. Although I don't think it's as much fun without the drama. So, thank you guys for watching. See you next time.